All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, we've got a big card going down, CFFC 112, and that goes down on August the 26th. We have a flyweight fight taking place, Aaron La Farge and James Clarke getting out there, and happy to be talking to James after a little while. How's your day going so far there, man? You were just kind of saying this was like the last work day before that big fight there, so I'd imagine you're feeling good ramping up into the fight.
Yeah, exactly, man. Back in the day, actually, or even my last fight, I used to always just take fight week off. Well, actually, an amateur it was just I'd get the day off for the fight, but or the weight cut. But as a pro, I always take the week off. But every next fight is always the hardest fight. So I'm taking a week and a half this time, so baby steps, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure, and I imagine you're excited just being that it's like a promotional debut and just like a bigger circuit and everything being on UFC Fight Pass, but even especially so, I would think, because you were supposed to debut with them a bit earlier in the year and then sustained a bit of an injury that kind of postponed that a little bit. So, like, what's the excitement level just with like the general timeline?
Yeah, man. No, I'm amped, man. It doesn't matter where I'm fighting as long as I get the strap. I mean, that gets me for sure. Obviously, yeah, there's a little more eyes watching. A little bit better, a little more exposure being on UFC Fight Pass. But like my first 4 fights were all on Fight Pass and TKO, right? So, along with the competition that I faced as well. Like I've been fighting killers right from the very first. The way I looked at it, I was fighting killers in amateur. Even I knew Tony Laramie was a killer when I fought him. I knew Louis Jourdain was a killer when I made my debut 9 years ago, fighting him. So. I mean, I'm never looking for easy fights, and just the exposure is nice. But any chance I get to show what I've been doing, I definitely take it pretty serious. This is definitely this is the fight that I believe can launch my career. So I just want to make it to the big show and keep climbing.
Yeah, and for you, what does that represent? Like, and you say big show, like, is there a specific platform or maybe even like a couple you're kind of ideally thinking of down the line?
I've always, I don't want to shit on UFC because, that's been the main goal for a long time, but just fighting over there in Asia and I love one championship. That'd be a dream come true as well, but I don't do it for the money. Just Bellator, one championship, UFC, even PFL. I heard a couple years ago they were going to do a flyweight division, and they never did. So, it's cool how they hand out the $1 million, but I don't do any of this shit for the money. I own a roofing company, and it pays the bills for now anyway. But they say do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. So. That's the game plan here. Just, I believe I'm good enough to, at least support myself through the fighting career, right? So that's always the game plan. And it's cool to have the odd people like look up to me and anything motivate someone else. The way people I've met throughout the journey can motivate me, right? So, MMA's changed my whole life, and I got much to learn still in the game.
Yeah, you talk about now kind of like inspiring certain people and whatnot. Are you sort of finding that when you're training at like, say, like Calcimrid or Big Country MMA, like maybe some of like the younger aspiring martial artists are kind of looking up to you and what you're doing, that sort of dynamic?
Yeah, definitely. Because it was easy being a fuck up. I did pretty well at that. Yeah, so I got to pinch myself every now and then where, people, obviously, sure, there's a whole bunch of, everybody comes across a bit of yes men, but, a lot of good things have been happening in the MMA scene for me, since Singapore, and even actually just before then, when I met you fighting for my first, title, for PTC, so, I've been on a winning streak since then. I had one controversial loss in there, and I don't like to put too much thought into it. The ref always gets on my social media and says I should have won and stuff, but I just should have finished that kid. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm on a 9-fight win streak, and I don't plan on slowing down. So I just strongly believe this. The Aaron La Farge kid hasn't faced anybody like me, and I'm not underestimating him as well. I know he does deserve to be in there with me. I'm just gonna outclass him though. I've faced his level of competition, I believe, and I'm not taking him lightly. But I think I'm gonna shock him. I think he hasn't been in there with a guy like me, and 2 weeks time, week and a half now, it's going to show. I fully believe that. There's not a whole lot of tape on him, so I like to study my opponents a little bit, but not put too much thought into it. But he doesn't really have anything out there to look at other than Tapology. So, looking at the guys he's faced, if you add up all their records, like 17 and 18, sure, he beat a 3-0 Bellator guy, guy who was 3-0 in Bellator, but he's a striker. And, you add up all the guys that I faced, like 86 and 60 or something. So, we're much different as far as level, and I plan on showing everyone.
Yeah, and you talk about there sort of being like a scarcity of like tape with your upcoming opponent. Is the onus kind of just on like your individual refinement? You're a well-rounded fighter, so I feel like you'd be ready for wherever the fight goes. Is it just a matter of focusing on just solely on what you're doing and then kind of, flow wherever the fight goes kind of thing?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's always the man in the mirror type thing, because, well, as far as I'm concerned, once you sign on the dotted line, I'm not the type to go back on that, I'm not going to find something and be like looking for a way out. Like that's not my character. I strongly believe that I didn't sit on the bench waiting for my manager to find me the easiest opponent. I took the first thing they offered me because I was ready to fight, right? So I've been fighting wrestlers basically. Like if I wanted easy fights, I'd look for pure strikers. And this day in the game, I think everyone's kind of got a little bit of a well-rounded. Anyone who follows me, they know I don't strike that much, but anybody who's trained with me knows that I got a pretty good chin, and Matt Dawson and a couple buddies that have got to train with me. Like they realize I do have a bit of striking. I always kind of go back on my bread and butter. I believe sometimes I'm like, well, if I don't shoot and something bad happens, like then I'll be wishing I shot. But I get a little bit more comfortable in there every single time, right? Like anything. So, I think my opponent likes to stand a little bit more, but deep down, he's a wrestler too. Same as guys like Dave Henry and any of those guys, really. So, he was kind of bugging me last week on there, trying to get me going, post a little clip of a boxing video, because we did a podcast that's coming out this week, and he was talking a little bit of shit, I was talking a little bit of shit, but it'll be a good one for the fans. But no, I just strongly believe he's not on my level, and I can't wait to kick this dude's soul, man.
Yeah, so has there been a little bit more like banter with this opponent than maybe some others? Do you like that kind of part of it, or is it kind of inconsequential? It's just whatever.
I'm a showman. I like to show it a bit too. You know that people want to see that, especially UFC. But at the same sense, I don't ever far away from my character. Like I might got a bit of a GSP vibe, but I got that Nate Diaz vibe in me too. You know, if you feel me. So I don't mind talking a bit of shit back as well too. But in the end, none of that matters. It's what you bring to the table, and talk's cheap, man. Everybody can afford it, right? Like if it was easy, everybody would do what we do. Anyone who's a fan would like to probably do it themselves. So it's hard, man, and I respect the dude at the end of the day. I respect anybody, right? But I mean, I don't know. Like I know for a fact, like even one of this guys, the last guy that beat this guy, actually, he messaged me. We were talking, the Cody Davis guy, and he was saying he told me a couple things on the guy, and just like this guy basically he believes he won the fight, which was a unanimous decision. I don't know, the fight was never out there, so I can't talk on it. I've seen shitty unanimous decisions. Usually they're few and far between. It takes a good majority decision or a split decision in my eyes to truly be a ripoff. But you know, I mean, like I said, in Singapore I got ripped off once too. But this guy got on social media after and said he's quitting MMA and da-da-da-da. Like, man, I remember getting fucked right up by Mateo Vogel there in a weight class up, and I remember getting on social media after saying, like, this is my passion, like, being 1-3 as a pro, friggin', like, basically telling everybody, like, don't worry, don't sleep on me, I'll be right back type deal, right? I just totally different mindset, and I feel like I'm just gonna break this guy. I feed off guys like that. He's gonna find out definitely real things for sure as soon as I get a hold of him. I feel like the level of wrestling's there, but he just doesn't have my strength and the jiu-jitsu as well. I feel like he's gonna be lost when it comes to being on his back. But, you know, I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve, and then I'm not comfortable off my back either, though. I get off my back type deal. But I feel like he's going to be lost for sure.
Yeah, quite the road leading up to this for sure, man. And just, yeah, cool collecting like a couple of titles on the way. Like you mentioned, the BTC belt, but also the B2 championship. And just, yeah, really excited to, you know, see this opportunity come about and just the first of a 3-fight deal with CFFC there. But you've been good with your time, man. I want to be mindful of what you're getting up to the rest of the day, though. So is there maybe anything you want to add as a parting thought, though?
No, I'm excited for it. As you can tell, I haven't fought 3 rounds since 2018. Actually, even Singapore was 4 fights in 2 days, and then I've just been fighting 5-round fights since then. Obviously, my last 5-round fight, I got it done in the first round, but still, it's just it's nice to be going into the 5-minute 3 rounds. I know I got lots of gas, and I know I'm a quick starter, so I basically it's just a quick little test before the big show, just to get back to those 3-round fights. Yeah, I plan on showing everybody what I've been working on. Obviously, I got a lot of sponsors. I did really well on my sponsors. They always seem to top at each fight, so it wouldn't be possible without them. Obviously, I travel to the States, and takes a lot to bring my team with me, so grateful for all my sponsors, and my coaches, everyone down at Cal Dameron, Big Country, RU Game, my strength and conditioning. Obviously, they're the ones that I got to thank for coming in fully prepared. And, yeah, man, I just can't wait to showcase this. And thanks a lot for having me on there. Really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, no, always fun getting to talk to you, man. It's going to be even more fun checking this out on Fight Pass, though, and that goes down on August the 26th. And, yeah, looking forward to checking that out. And just thanks so much for coming on and giving great insights, man. And just looking forward to peeping this, and you have a good rest of your day.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we've done some good interviews together, so maybe we'll have a post celebration interview after.
Hell yeah, many more to come, man.
That's it, man. Thanks again.